Another hot topic during the adolescent years is the importance of peers. And it is very critical, I think, for parents, myself included, to realize that this is a period when adolescents value their friends more than they value anything else. And it's not a matter of disrespect to the parent, it's not a matter of abandonment to the to the support and the love of family. It's rather that they really do crave that social acceptance, and to them, trying to navigate through the physical changes that they're going through and the intellectual changes and challenges requires somebody who they can relate to, and chances are they can relate to their peers who are going through the same things as they are, more than they can relate to their parent. The parent can offer support, can offer a listening ear. However, they should not be thinking about the relationship as an equal. You love your friends more than you love your mom or you love your family. This is not a competition. And I think a lot of us fall trap into that, myself included. And it took me a while to really realize that the fact that my son wants to go out with his friends instead of staying home and playing a board game with the family on a family night does not mean that he doesn't care about us. It just means that um, he really values his time with his friends and he really wants to be with them. So it took time for me to swallow my pride and kind of understand and accommodate the period that he's going through, and realize that it wasn't about me, it was really about him. So again, it's the adolescent is coming from an egocentric mind, and that's not something bad. Just like the preschooler who had that egocentric mind, and we were able to accommodate them, we need to accommodate the adolescent during this period as well. So, going back to peers and peer pressure, of course, the first thing that comes to mind when we think about peer pressure is that it's a negative thing. It's that kid who's trying to get my son or my daughter to do something bad. Peer pressure means encouragement to conform to one's friends in behavior, dress, and attitude. And pretty much all adolescents have succumbed to peer pressure. They do tend to gravitate towards those who share the same ideas or beliefs or dress code as they do. And the majority of peer pressure leads to socially desirable behavior. They like to hang out with their friends, but just because they're hanging out with their friends doesn't mean that they're actually doing something wrong or breaking the law. Um, it just means that they crave that social inclusion and acceptance and friendship. However, um, peers can lead to a negative behavior. So it's much easier to do something as a group than to do it by yourself. So if you were with a group of people and as a group you decided to break the law, it becomes easier for you to do a destructive behavior as a group than if you were planning to do it on your own. So yes, collectively it provides deviancy training. However, that will come second, after the teenager or the adolescent had already chosen their friends. And this is honestly a realization that I had to come to terms with by myself as a mother of teenagers when my son was growing up. Adolescents choose their friends, but never, not wisely, but never randomly. And this is so true because as a parent, you're always blaming the other whenever you hear of a misbehavior or something wrong that your child did. It's always so and so that made you do it, or it was the influence of so and so on you. It's never that it's my child that actually did it or agreed to doing it. So this realization came to me when my son one time, after an argument that we had about an incident, kind of shocked me, and just looked me in the eye, and he said, "Mom, I chose to do what I did." And whatever his friend's name was, he didn't tell me to do it, I did it. So that was kind of a moment of realization for me, to know that indeed selection precedes facilitation. So teenagers tend to gravitate towards those who share the same values and interests as they do, and together they facilitate whatever the behavior that they want to engage in. So if it was a studying at the library, they will facilitate that together. So they will all hang out and go to the mall, or go to the library, or watch a movie. On the other hand, if together they wanted to facilitate some destructive behavior, then it becomes easier to do it together. So facilitation is secondary. What's first is really the selection. And this is where I think it's very important to critically be involved with your children at an early age, trying to get them to choose wisely, because that choice is where the problem lies. It's who you gravitate towards, who are you inclined to be with, that ends up pretty much deciding your behavior later on.